putting on a blocking display.
Yeah, we're on.
Yeah, no, it's a really good useful system for us. Like I had 4 streams going yesterday, and it's pretty easy. Like it's big, but it's just a cheaper. Yeah, the Android and the iOS. iOS it works better on, but Android phones are much cheaper. So we have 4 of these phones, 4 scoring phones, so 8 phones straight away is a lot of money. So we try to reduce the cost. Yeah. Oh, you? So we stream a lot of indoor. Beach shots, so luckily we've got a really good partner. So I have a gigabit line running into the shallow. So it's got Wi-Fi router.
I just didn't like my
yeah, I got that.
Second
that might be of those. Well, no, you're not having the single on this court and on the court. That might be your rough country. JC, do you need names? No, that's what I came over to tell you. I came over to tell you initials in case that's what you need. Cool. So I'm useless, I might walk over.
So a ball mark check over on court number 2. Our 2 officials trying to find the right mark in the sands. As we've got a narrow lead at the moment, and that point going to Norway. That ball just being given long, and a quick check to the Norwegian number 2, Sebastian. That will be a 9-8 lead for the Norwegian pair, leading 1 set to 0 in this last men's quarter-final. Huge block by Alexei, and that will tie us back up at 9 points apiece. 3 points away from the technical mid-set timeout. Alexei on the service line goes big into the wind, and this time Sebastian able to play it off the block.
Right, so as we said on court 1, our ladies match, the net's just being adjusted for the ladies, but it is going to be a Norway-England matchup. Team from Norway, Tennøy, up against Sunde, and they're up against Kirsty Starr and Alice Jagielska from England. So that is a Norwegian-England final, or quarter-final, sorry.
That is the technical timeout on court number 2. It is a points, 11-10, as they try and close this out in straight sets to advance to play Bale and Glebe in the semi-final tonight.
Right, so all action out on court 2 with the last of the men's quarterfinals. Yona leaving that ball to drift out the side, and he'll be back to serve. Sebastian up at the net, doing all the blocking duties. Off the tape and down, a serve. So 13-10. Simper Brothers looking to take this second set. They need to force the tie break. Oh, and look at that block. Big reach from Sebastian. Long arms and swats that straight back down. This time Yona with a hit off the block. So with that, very quick turnaround in fortunes, 15-10 now. Right, sorry, and I was reading that wrong. So the Simper Brothers did take the first set, and in the lead by 15-11 in the second.
I just didn't want you to feel like you had to carry around with it. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Thanks for that. I've got you tomorrow,
Nice little controlled line shot there from Sebastian. But out the side it goes.
And then you said Thursday was. Okay, yeah, no, that's totally fine. I just wanted to just so I know in my head of who I'm having on here throughout the day. Like I know that. Oh, you and Jill or Thursday. Cool. No. This is the first time you've done. Volleyball in general right now. See if I'm landing. It's very fast, I'll tell you that. But, enjoy. You can basically go anywhere as long as it's not like experience. Where you can see.
Lovely roll shot by the Tennøy. You can fight back in this quarterfinal trail by 3 points each. Find a way to go on a service run. And it will be meeting back on the service line. Goes power up into the net lane.
And on centre court, looks like we're almost ready to get underway with the ladies' quarterfinals. The women are about to take centre court, and it is going to be Norway up against England. Julia Tennøy and Sunde from Norway will be taking on the English pairing of Kirsty Starr and Alice Jagielska. So that is the women's action here on centre court. And of course out on court to the last of the men's quarterfinals. Big jump serve, just drifting out the back though.
So match points for Team Norway over on court number 2. Trying to close out their last spot in the semi-finals tomorrow. Those semi-finals will be at 11 AM. Sebastian finds the net, and there's 1 point. No good. 3 more opportunities. As it will be Will Java on the service line. Wind in his back. Ball going deep into the court. Overset. And the ball drops on the finish side. And that will be victory for Gianna and Sebastian, 21-17. We will see them tomorrow morning for semi-finals. They'll take on Lead and Bill. And allow us to get the women's game set up. Next up on court number 2, England, Scotland, Norton and Barbara will take on Morgan and Grant. That'll be 10-15 minutes time. Meantime, we'll focus on the start of centre court action, where the score is 5-2 at the change events.
Right, so 3-5, Kirsty with the serve. Good float serve onto Julia. And a big block from Alice up at the nets. So Alice Jagielska closes the gap with a nice big block at 4-5. Again, Kirsty with the serve, float serve to Julia, drops the serve with tight. Alice and Kirsty with a big swing. Sunde with a pickup and the hustle. And perfectly. So Julia and Sunde chasing everything there, but that wind gusting unbelievably. Just as we thought that wind was dying down, it starts gusting all over the place. And with that, the scores are all tied up at 5 each. Again, working that onto Julia. And nice little roll shot down the line. Goes up, big swing, but look at that block and a pick up. Again, great pick up, big deep roll shot from Sunde. Kirsty, dropping that too short into the tape, it goes. So 7-5, Julia back with the serving. Sunde back up at the net with the blocks. Great block in the last rally. Julia working it deep on Alice. It's off the net and the pickup's there. This time a chance for Sunde. Up she goes. Rolls it deep off the block. Little pokey. Just drifting out the back. Everyone watching in anticipation. No one able to be there, but out the back it goes. Court number 2 also being adjusted for the women's quarterfinals. Pass from Alice. And the one-arm pump block there from Sunde. That pass just drifting over the top. Right, again, Yulia with the serve, drifting out the back. Alice, float serve, onto Yulia. Solid with a nice set. Kirsty now to put it away. Puts it off the block down the line. England with the point, 7-10. Yulia, nice roll shot over the block. Right, so that gap closed ever so slightly, 8-10. Alice back for the serve. Up at the net, roll shot off the block, look at that pickup. Oh, Alice not able to lift it high enough for a partner. So good work up at the nets, 11-8. Sunde back for the serve. Oh, and a great ace serve off the hands. Alice swinging your arms out, just couldn't get enough control on it though, so Sunde with the ace serve, 12-8. Nice little pokey down the line, and that'll be the side change at 9-12 and the technical timeout.
So well done, Greg. We'll get ready for the second quarter-final on the women's side. And the battle of England and Scotland. Rachel Robertson and Kate Farmer had the morning off, having won their modified pool play group yesterday with 2 victories. And they'll take it on Ben Morgan and Alice Grant, who won in straight sets this morning over the Finnish pair of Casagrande and Jagielska. Morrison and Barber came through a very tight second group game yesterday against Kirsten Starr and Alice Jagielska. A load of experience on the court. Saw them in Canary Wharf last summer for King and Queen of the court. As the 2 teams look to earn their spot in the semi-final, they will play the winner of the game on centre court. And both of those pairs head out onto court to complete set number 1.
Right, so England with the serve. Kirsty floats serve onto Yulia. Sunde scrambles and gets it up. Alice now with a chance. Up she goes, little pokey over the block. great serve off the tape and down. Closes the gap to 1 point, 11-12. Deep float serve onto Julia. Got a good set and the pokey going deep, and look at that. Kirsty gets a hand to it, just not enough to give Alice a chance to get that up. Again, Julia with the serve. 13-11 off the tape. Pick up from Alice. And she puts it down the line, threads the needle. Shot from Sunde over the block, finds the big open gap down the line. Nice cut shot, Sunde with a pickup. Oh, but Julia in the net. So centre court action, only 1 point in it in this first set, 13-14. Court number 2, players just finishing their warm-ups and then they'll be underway fairly shortly. England, Scotland, quarterfinal. On centre court. England up against Norway. Norway, a little pokey over the top of the block. Finds the open sand. That is the side change. So 15-13, working our way to 21 points. Julia with a nice played serve. Passes there though. Little pokey, cross court. Julia picks it up. Sunde obviously got a finger to that. So went over on 3. 16-13. Nice deep serve. Kirsty, up she goes. Rolls it deep. Julia with a pickup. And she converts. Up she goes. Big swing off the hands of Alice. And so, Team Norway stretch the lead to 4 points. Timeout called by England. Just trying to break that rhythm. Norway picked up a couple of points now. And it looks like we're about to get underway out on court number 2. Players finish their warm-up. Referees ready to take their positions. It's an England-Scotland quarterfinal match. First of the quarterfinals on court number 2.
Reminder, 2 more quarterfinals to complete today. After these 2 matches complete on centre court, it will be the English duo of Martha Bullen and Katie Keith. They will take on the Finnish pair of Bettina Mempra and Esther Nieminen. And then over on court 2 it will be Essie Nemo and Alina Kripke from Finland taking on Nina Pavlova and Sunniva Helen Hansen from Norway to complete the day. And then men's semi-finals tomorrow from 11 o'clock.
So back into action here on centre court, 18-13. Julia and Sunde from Norway up against the English team of Alice and Kirsty. Julia with a serve. Passes there. Little knuckle ball out the side. No, catches a piece of the line. A little cut shot across the net. Great work, 19-14.
We are underway in the England-Scotland quarterfinal. First 2 points to the Scottish team. Running to get their tally underway. So trail 2-1 early on.
Oh, good swing. Kirsty putting it off the hands of Julia. 15-19. That'll be the side change. No, definitely not side change now. One more point.
Multiples of 7 here in the first 2 sets.
Wind definitely having changed direction, kind of coming across the court. It was really blowing south to north earlier, but a little offshore at the moment. You can actually see the results of that there. They're past drifting towards the sea. The wind was carrying it a bit further than expected. 16-19. Serve off the hands of Alice. Great ace serve from Julia. Deep cross court, and that will be the side change. In fact, that is the match. 21-16, or not the match, sorry, set. 21-16. So, first set the way of Norway. Julia and Solveig. 21-16 up against the English team of Alice and Kirsty.
We're nearly through 10 points on court number 2, and the English team of Brandon Morgan take a 6-4 lead. That ace for Alice Grand just inside the back line. Serving another ace back to back for Alice. That Scotland lead early on has disappeared. Trying for a place in the semi-finals. Another deep serve using that wind, and ran this time with the monster block. And Scotland are going to use their timeout to talk it over, called by Rachel and Katie, with the English team having momentum.
Julia with a swing, cross court, but look at that pick up from Alice. Oh. Great work, Alice. Diving pickup, just couldn't get it up high enough.
We're going to have a line check on court number 2 and the timeout. And the referee's going to have a discussion head back. We'll see in the media. By the Scottish player, that ball was indeed slightly long. Referee saying, looks like the ball was just about in, so timeout not successful for Scotland to stem the momentum of the Alice Brand service run. points on centre. The Norwegian duo off to a quick start, 4-0 in set number 2. Jagielska style to get the first point on the board for them in this second set. Third plays one, and it'll be Kirsty Style back to serve. Brandon Morgan trying to extend this service run. As Brown disconnects, puts it into the net. Scottish duo now trail 5-9 at the change of ends. Now Star pushes it deep into the corner. Straight points to end. The side change now coming for England as they try and claw this way back into the semi-final on the centre court. There's a couple of quick points for the Scottish duo on court number 2. Brand goes for Coke and Scottish duo thought it was wide, but referee says the ball clipped the edge of the tape. And now a quick chat with the referee. So we're tied 4 points apiece on centre. Star Jagielska trying to take the lead, and they do as that ball wide. The wind really affecting defensive efforts of the Norwegian duo. From 4-0 down, 5 straight points for the English pair. Great defense by Morrison and Barber over on court number 2. Alice Brown this time in to find the winner, and they lead 11-6 as we're tied at 5 on centre court.
Centre court action, and English team with a 2-point lead on the side, change 8-6. Alison Kirsty with 2 points up against Julia and Solveig.
Huge rally underway on court 2, pushed wide by the Scottish duo, and that will be the technical timeout. Brand and Morgan lead Morrison and Barber 13 points to 8 as they'll head to the chairs, have a chance to chat it over.
Solveig back with a serve, full float serve, onto Alice, ace serve, finds the sand, ball moving around a lot. As I said, that wind has slightly changed now, coming a bit offshore, so conditions changed from what the players have experienced yesterday and this morning, certainly. And another great ace serve off the hand, so Solveig working that cross-court float serve, moving the ball around, and with that, they move ahead to a 1-point lead, 9-8. Kirsty with control this time. Rolls it down the line. Pickups there from Solveig. Up she goes. Little pokey over the top of the block.
Awesome, right?
Great attempt from Solveig and Julia to get that back up, but not to be this time. Alice back to serve, 9 serving 10 here on centre court. Swing, but into the net, so that'll be the side change and the technical timeout at 11:10. England with the lead by 1 point.
So over on court number 2, Rachel Morrison and Katie Barber trying to get back into the game, but going to be struggling as Alice Brandon makes that cross-court shot. Lead still hovering in that 3 to 4 point range for England as this set starting to draw towards the conclusion. 15-11 the England lead. As that ball caught up by the crosswind, can't push it back in bounds. And it'll be 15-12 to the English duo and Katie Barber back to service line. That wind really completely switching now to a crosswind out towards the sea. England can't connect, and that lead is down to 2 as the two teams on centre court head out after the timeout. We'll see if Alice, Jagielska and Kirsty Starr can force a third and final decisive set.
Nice swing off the block there from Julia. 11-12. Pass from Alice. Up she goes, roll shot. Pick up from Julia. Great pickup. Kirsty now for the put away. Little pokey. Julia with another pickup. Oh, not able to put it back enough. But great chasing in the back court, hunting everything. Nice put away by Solveig down the line.
So Scotland closed the gap to 1 point over on court number 2 late in the set as Brand rolls it over the top, restores the 2-point lead, 18-16, approaching what potentially could be a final end change of set number 1. Katie returns the favour, rolls it over the block, and we'll have that end change. 18 plays 17.
Ellis with a great pickup and put away. Good work, England, with the side change. 2 points up, 15-13.
Huge placement by Beck Morgan on a scramble to get the ball down the sideline and take the 1 point lead as we are right in the dying embers of set number 1. 19-18. Alice Brown back on the service line. As Brand with the block, she'll bring up 2 set points. Set point 1 saved by Rachel Morrison, just cutting over the corner and wide up that block of Ellis Brand. And Katie Barber will have a chance to serve, but England are going to make her think about it. 2019, they're going to use that one and only timeout to set up their plan for serve receive and try and clinch set number 1.
Back on centre court, not quite there yet, but it's a 2-point deficit for Norway. They took the first set, and that serve in the net certainly not going to help their cause. So England with another chance, 3 points, their lead. Jagielska with the serve to try and extend that lead. Serves across court onto Solveig. Up she goes, big hits off the hands of Kirsty. Right, so 15-17. England need to just focus on these side outs and work their way through to winning that second set and get a tie-breaking match underway. Out on court 2 though, set points.
Scotland targeting Morgan, she goes into the net, and that's 2 set points saved for Scotland. And now it's first to be cleared by 2 points. As we saw earlier, these sets can potentially go long. Let's see if Scotland can continue the run of points. Great attempt by Katie Barber off the block to keep it alive. I'll do it. Set point number 3 for England, and then Rebecca Morgan on the service line. As the English duo on centre court move 2 points away from sending us to a third and final set. And a huge pick up. What's the call going to be? I'm going to say it clips the line. England are going to use that challenge.
Well, the referees check that on centre court. It's 19-15. England with a 4-point lead, and this to take the second set, ideally. Good roll shot from Julia. Closes the gap to 16-19 and the side change.
The fact there was a side change, I think we know what the decision was by the referee. And that was Scotland point. 21 plays 21 on court number 2. 19-18 now on centre. As Morgan pushes it, I think that goes long. Indeed it does. Big goal from the Scottish back. And they'll have their first opportunity at set point. So again, Scotland trying to go at the smaller Morgan on serve. Barb will have a chance to win the set. Can't do it first time of asking. Brand goes aggressive over on 2. Huge block. Brand keeps it alive somehow. Great defensive effort by Alice Brand. Huge rally for Scotland at set point. Well into the air, and the England team miscommunicate, leave it for each other, and that is set number 1 to Scotland, 23-21 to Rachel Morrison and Katie Barber.
Wow, what a rally to get that set. Well done, Team Scotland's first set up. But on centre court as the players come out from their timeout. Norway have picked up a couple of points, still 1 point to drift, 18-19. Sunde back with a serve down the middle. Kirsty, up she gets. Blocks there. Kirsty again, pick up from Sunde. And she put it away. Puts it down the line and then ties things up at 19 each. They took the first set and now 19 each now in the second. Working hard to take the second set. Kirsty hammers it down the line. Great put away. Pulls out the cannon and drops one. Right, so 2019. Serving it deep onto Julia. Full side out. Oh, Kirsty had her hands to it. Ties things up at 20 each. You've got to win by 2. So no set point anymore. Serve to Kirsty. It sets up there. Kirsty rolls it short, seals the tape. And now we've got match point number 1. So from being set point up, England find themselves match point down. They need to save this point. Julia back with a serve. Float serves it onto Kirsty. Good pass. Up she goes, rolls it. And out it goes, and that is the match. Put your hands together for Team Norway. Great match there from the team from Norway up against England. So Julia Tennøy and Sunde take the match and are through to the semi-finals. Unfortunately, Kirsty